Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the You Go First podcast. I believe we are on episode 12 right
12.
now.
Yeah.
12 long episodes, and if you've stuck with us all the way here, thank you very much.
Thank you to our 5 listeners that I think are me, Austin's sister, Austin, and Austin's mom.
Hey, we got a new one, actually. I don't know who it was, but we got a new one on Spotify earlier.
Oh, we finally got a new listener?
We did. I don't know who they are. So whoever you are, thank you for joining us. We are happy to
Heck
have you.
Hell yeah, dude.
Because of you, Fernando actually gets to eat now. So
Oh, thank God. It's been so long.
all of his payment is commission-based, and we need subscribers or followers. He gets some extra scraps of, I guess we can call it dessert, but it's just bread.
It's just bread.
I sprinkle
bread
some sugar on it.
Sometimes I get ice.
So thanks to you, we fed Fernando's household. So he's very grateful to you. All right. Now that that's wrapped up, how's your day going so
Please
far,
don't
Fernando?
leave us.
Oh, and sorry if you do leave. We have to skip a day of him eating, so
It's pretty bad. I'm basically locked up in Austin's closet. Things have been better. But yeah, everything's okay. I've had a good day. I'm tired as hell, but I mean, I'm sure it's just me and not you, because you live a life of luxury.
yes.
Probably just sat poolside all day.
Well, yeah, I drove I was in my
Like the bourgeois you are.
I was in my California size Hollywood style.
He has a $100,000 car.
Yes, my $100,000 Miata. Yes, that's what I do. I drive through all the poor neighborhoods. I have my bulletproof glass. I just flip off people and anger them, but they can't hurt me.
Oh, this is definitely going in the podcast.
Yeah, no. Today, actually, we got back from home. Sam did a almost like an alumni style concert thing for the musicals. So she got to meet up with a lot of people from school that she did the musicals with. So that was kind of cool for her. So she got to sing, which she liked.
I didn't know Sam was in like theater as a kid or in high school.
She was huge into musicals.
Wow,
I think she did them from
a nerd.
I know, I call her that all the time. All right. Well, speaking of
real quick, what's your favorite musical?
What's my favorite musical?
Yeah.
Honestly, I like Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Well, that's not a real one. I like Hamilton.
Oh, okay. All right, I guess. I really hope no theater people are watching, because they're going to rip you a new one after that.
Let them come, dude. They can't do anything worse than what you do to me, dude. So,
that's true. Basically invincible.
Basically.
So, speaking of nerds and weird people,
let's go to Denver.
Let's go to Denver. Yes. You're going to need a tinfoil hat for this one.
Weed, Broncos, and Denver Nuggets, baby. That's all I know about Denver. And the Colorado Avalanche. And and Coors Light, the bank.
Coors Light. Well, Coors.
That's all I know about Denver, baby.
Coors actually kind of makes an appearance in this one, kind of. You'll understand later.
Big Coors is in on it, dude.
So what do you know about their airport?
I just told you what I know about Denver. What do you know about Denver?
What do I know about Denver? Basically all the stuff you said, and I know they have a weird as hell airport.
Yeah, I just remember seeing something in I don't want to say this, but I will. But did you ever watch the very heavily conspiracy theorist movie called Loose Change? I think.
No.
I think it went into 9/11 stuff, but I think it led me down a rabbit hole. I think from the same people that basically did something on the Denver airport, and it's pretty wonky, dude.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the more out there ones, but it's going to be a fun one, but it's quite insane. I'm not going to lie, I'm going into this, and I'm trying to go into this open-minded, but I don't know, maybe we'll talk and you can change my mind, but I'm already kind of leaning towards I don't know if it might be a little too out there for me. But anyways, let's discuss it and figure out what you think and maybe what everybody else thinks. Maybe everyone else is going to believe it, and I'm going to be the only non-believer. So,
and if anyone's from Denver, please forgive us for our terrible fucking knowledge of your beautiful state of Colorado.
If it makes you feel better.
And South Park. South Park is based in South Park, Colorado. I don't know if that's a real place. I'm sure it is, right?
I have no idea. If it makes you feel better, though, once upon a time, the college everybody wanted to go to was everybody wanted to go to Colorado
It's
State
not real.
University. Colorado State University. Oh, it's not real?
South Park is not a real town, apparently.
Oh, okay, well, you double insulted them.
But it's a great show.
It is a great show. It's so funny. But yeah, once upon a time, I wanted to go to college there. Then I flaked out. All right.
Oh my God! 10 minutes in, can we get to Denver? Dude?
Back to Denver Airport. Okay, so you don't know anything about the Denver Airport.
I have no knowledge about the Denver Airport, except that I think maybe supposedly it's shaped in something that's pretty offensive.
Yeah,
allegedly.
Allegedly, yes. Well, you get to start us off, and you get to. This is a good lowdown on the basics. So take it away.
Denver International Airport. What are they hiding? It is located roughly 30 minutes outside the city of Denver, so it's not in Denver, and sits on roughly 53 square miles of land. And because of the large swaths of property that the facility occupies, Denver International Airport is considered the largest airport in the United States. Equally as impressive is the fact that the space sees approximately 78 million passengers per year. Despite this fact, however, Denver International Airport, or DIA, as its airport jargon code would be, is actually only the third busiest airport in the country. The first goes to Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport with 104.7 million passengers screened. As you can probably imagine, constructing such a superstructure requires plenty of resources and a lot of money. By the time the airport opened on February 29th, 1995, the project... Isn't that a leap year, 29th?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, wow! Oh my God!
Add it to the conspiracy.
They did that on purpose. The project had set Colorado taxpayers, and to an extent all taxpayers, back an eye-watering $4.8 billion. Additionally, the transportation hub began operating a solid 16 months behind schedule. Oddly enough, when the facility opened its doors, the airport that it had replaced, Stapleton Airport, was only the 20th busiest airport in the country. Even weirder was the fact that Stapleton Airport had just recently had major renovations done to it. So why would they close it? Exactly. From a business perspective, all of this money and work seemed to be a bit hard to justify. And as a they totally have like a sex dungeon under the airport. Something where they're like, never mind.
If you want an episode on that, let us know.
As a result, suspicious outsiders who had some time on their hands began to dive into some of the facts surrounding the project. Interestingly enough, they were able to uncover some rather perplexing information that led them to ask some questions. For example, why were there multi-story tunnels underneath the airport? Yeah. Sex dungeon.
Well, there you go. That's only the fifth floor. That's only the fifth floor. You know, we got to talk about the others. So, yeah, kind of recap. People kind of thought it was a little odd that, they already had an airport. It was actually, in the city and pretty convenient to get to. If you were going to Denver for a vacation, you already hopped in a taxi or an Uber, and you were wherever
you want. Denver?
Well, Uber wasn't a thing. Sorry, Uber was not a thing back then. You hop in a taxi back then, and you go wherever you want. So yeah, people thought it was a little weird that all of a sudden, after all those renovations, all those millions of dollars, and there's
Wikipedia says it opened the 28th, not the 29th.
I'm just saying, that's where I read it. I read 29th. Maybe it's 28th. Maybe Wikipedia doesn't accept leap years. They're like, that's suspicious. Just saying. We're already starting right into it. All right. The tunnel system underneath DIA is quite an impressive feat of engineering. Included within those passages are 6 distinct layers of roads and pathways, all of which to serve to transport employees and materials across the property with ease. Despite this explanation, however, some individuals claim that the tunnels go down a further 2 stories. So officially, we got 6. Unofficially, we have 8. So people are wondering...
Unofficially, we have 606... Never mind.
666.
It's a lot of tunnels. What goes down that far?
I don't know. We will definitely begin to that.
The Balrog of Moria. For any of my Lord of the Rings fans. Rings of Power coming back, season 2, baby. All right, we'll leave that up.
You can keep it. I fucking hate you.
I'm leaving that in.
Out of context, just know where I fucking hate you.
Exactly.
According to officials involved with the development of the project, over 97 million tons of dirt had to be removed to make these tunnels happen. While it's hard to put into perspective how much that actually is, it has been speculated by some individuals that it could possibly be enough to build a 100-mile-long tunnel. If you're wondering why that distance is significant, just know that the Cheyenne Mountain Complex is roughly 100 miles from DIA. This facility is both a Space Force installation.
Okay, Space Force didn't exist in 1998?
Today, it is a Space Force installation. What I'm about to say is what it was and is.
Well, don't let me cut you off.
This facility is both currently a Space Force installation as well as a bunker that would be utilized by the United States federal government for continuity of operations in the event of a nuclear disaster. So if bombs start raining down, if the president
who did it belong to before Space Force? Like, was it the Air Force or what?
They didn't really specify. It's the military. Like, basically the whole point is this is designed to be I'm trying to think what the name of it is, but basically this is designed for the president to go here. If he's on the West Coast, stuff starts falling, there's an alert. He is sent here, and everything he needs to communicate to every branch of the armed forces, he can do that here.
And also repopulate the planet.
Yes, that is the point. That's where the sex dungeon comes in.
That's where they keep his concubines, dude.
Yeah, that's, like I said, that's floor number 5, sex dungeon. Look it up. I'm sure it's there. Interestingly, though, there is a similar one on the East Coast. I actually do not know the name of that facility, but there's one on the West Coast, one on the East Coast, and whichever one he's closest to, he or she.
Concubines, dude.
It is, but they keep them going,
You got to keep the breeding farm going.
They feed them better than I feed you.
It's probably, dude. I should go be a concubine. Is what I should do.
Go breed with the president. There you go. Additionally, it has also been speculated that there were a series of 5 multi-story buildings that were built towards the beginning of the project, and these were away from the airport. While nothing appears odd with that sentence at first, it does become quite strange when you learn that the buildings were supposedly buried. Apparently, they were built in the wrong place, and instead of tearing them down, land developers thought burying them would be a better alternative. Could it be possible? I mean, I guess. Could it be possible that these buildings have something to do with the aforementioned tunnel system? Maybe they built them and they didn't actually bury them. They lowered them into the ground and they're part of the tunnel system. I'm guessing some people are going with that.
I think so. I think that's what's being implied here.
But officially, or according to this story, they were buried. And the reason why they're buried is because they're no longer needed. Makes perfect sense, right?
Was any of them a church used for ritual sacrifices?
No, I don't. I was about to say I don't get culty vibes from this, but that's not true. We'll talk about that later. Remember how the last episode you're like, no curses. We're not talking about curses.
God.
It's just this one little part.
I better not. Am I reading it?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a...
You are the worst.
It's a small curse.
Director I've ever worked with, and the last director I'll ever work with.
Action.
So now that we have discussed some of the odd construction surrounding the airport, let's get into some of the bizarre decor around the facility. To begin, as you enter the airport, you'll find yourself being greeted by a 32-foot tall, 9,000-pound statue of a horse with glowing red eyes, called the Blue Mustang. Because of its rather peculiar appearance, and some of the other items we'll be discussing soon, some individuals have led to believe that this horse represents the 4th horse of the apocalypse, death. For those of you that don't know, the other 3 horses are pestilence, famine, and war. As a result, the statue has affectionately become known as Blucifer. Wow. Clever.
Oh, Lucifer.
Shut up. And by the way, it is also believed by some that the statue is cursed. Allegedly, a piece of the statue fell off during construction and severed an artery in the leg of its creator, Luis Jimenez. Sadly, he ultimately died from this injury. That is quite unfortunate.
It's like the monster created or killed the creator kind of thing.
What are you saying? This is Frankenstein?
This is Frankenstein. This is exactly how it started.
As you progress to the inside of this airport, you'll be greeted by even more statues. However, this time around, they are gargoyles. And according to airport management, they were put in here to provide protection for people flying out of Denver. While this may have a nice sentiment behind it, there is no denying the fact that it was quite an odd choice, as they look a bit eerie and out of place.
So, we got Lucifer and gargoyles so far.
I was like, yeah, there's like no information there besides the horse had blue eyes.
Red eyes.
Whatever. So, why do they think it's the fourth horse of the apocalypse?
So, without giving too much away that's coming up.
Well, why not put it in the paragraph about the damn horse?
Because it's broken into sections. So you talked about the odd decor. I'm going to talk about a specific piece of decor that is heavily controversial. And then I think you're going to talk about some reasons why people get that feeling. But people, to put it without giving out too much, they believe it's the fourth horse of the apocalypse because some of the entities that have become associated with the airport itself are they're associated with the end of the world and stuff like that.
Like, listen, I think it's the book of Revelation in the Bible, right? It says the horse of conquest, aka okay, so famine and pestilence are the same horse. It was conquest was the fourth horseman, and that he rode a white horse. War rode a red horse. Famine rode a black horse. And death rode a pale horse. None of these horses were blue.
Hey, I don't come up with this stuff. I'm not the one that came up with the conspiracy theory.
I'm just shooting holes in this.
That's okay. By all means, that's what we're here to do. Shoot holes in it. Do whatever you need to do.
Oh, I'll do something with that hole.
What are you gonna do with the horse?
No, you're the horse.
What?
As we've established.
Anyways. Speaking of eerie and out of place, let's discuss the infamous murals that adorn many of the walls throughout the facility. Typically, any artwork you find around an airport is likely to evoke feelings of cheerfulness and ease. You know, things you'd want to feel as you prepare to soar a mile above the earth at 500 miles an hour. Unfortunately for visitors to DIA, the murals in question probably do the exact opposite. For example, there is one that is named Peace and Harmony with Nature, which sounds quite nice, right? Well, despite its name, the mural depicts dead children, devastating fires, and a Mayan tablet that signifies the end of the world. This alludes to the end of the world occurring back in 2012. This, however, is quite tame compared to the next mural. In this scene, a Soviet-like soldier wears a gas mask and is holding both an assault rifle as well as a saber. The sword slashes through both civilization, which is depicted as a city, and peace, which is portrayed by a dead dove at the end of his sword. Even more alarming is the fact that a woman is holding her dead child off to the left. And furthermore, behind her, there's a series of children that are actually crying at the death of society, basically. To cap all this weirdness off, there is also a mural that depicts children carrying their country's weapons, which are wrapped in their respective nations' flags. In the middle sits a little boy, specifically a little blonde-haired, blue-eyed boy, who is being given all of these weapons. At first glance, it just simply looks like a depiction of the day that peace has finally come to our world. However, some see it as something far more sinister. These individuals interpret it as the demilitarization of countries and the surrender of arms for the purpose of creating the new world order.
Yeah, these are some fucked up murals.
What does all that mean? Well, to some, they think that this is alluding to none other than that of the Illuminati, aka the shadow government, aka everybody behind the scenes pulling the strings of our world. So that's what these people think that all this represents.
And they're just slapping us in the face with it. Who is the artist behind these murals, dude? Is it the same person?
It is the same person. He didn't huge exhibit. He did other murals too, to be fair, that weren't as creepy. Why
did he do these though?
Well, we'll talk about it later.
Interesting. Okay, I'm looking at this girl with the tablet. Nowhere does it it's just a random piece of rock.
I'm just saying that's
how is it supposed to be 2012, dude?
That's how some people have taken it.
These people are quacks.
Well, why do you think I said let's all grab our tinfoil hat at the beginning? Because this is a crazy one.
I have no knowledge about the Freemasons, but here we go. Let's dive into the Freemasons, baby. I just know something about Nicolas Cage and the Declaration of Independence.
That's a factual movie, by the way. Everything in it happened. Don't let anybody tell you
Cage
otherwise.
literally did all of that.
Yes. He actually, that wasn't a movie. That was all security footage taken.
Exactly. By now, you may understand why some people are suspicious of the Denver International Airport, or this podcast and this topic, for instance. You yourself may already have your own opinion, or you've probably already turned it off. It has weird tunnels, odd structures, and weird artwork that all seem to be trying to tell us something. But what is it trying to tell us, Austin?
You don't know, tell us, Fernando.
Well, put on your tinfoil hat again. In fact, double tinfoil hat it up. You can buckle up because it's about to get even weirder.
I'm double wrapping it up.
Yeah, dude, fucking wrap it up. I'm going in raw, baby. No tinfoil for me. As people continued to investigate the airport, they began to uncover various other clues scattered around the building. One of the items of interest is the cornerstone of the building that depicts the Freemasons logo, which is this little compass and square thingy. We'll put it up here for you to see. It's no secret that the Masons helped financially support the airport. I mean, it's kind of a secret. I didn't know.
If you look it up, it's there. I mean, they're not hiding anything.
Is it in the legal documents?
Yeah. The Masons historically have funded lots of projects. I mean, heck, I drive by a church every day that has a stone in the front with the Freemasons logo. It's a normal thing. They're actually quite generous with money. They help.
Next podcast, we'll do Freemasons. That's what we're going to do.
Okay.
Now, it's no secret that the Masons helped financially support this airport. However, it's also no secret that the Masons are also frequently chasing Nicolas Cage around Philadelphia, Boston, and other historical cities. It's also well known that they are frequently associated with the Illuminati in various conspiracy circles. While the Masons being involved isn't necessarily weird, what is weird is the fact that they created a commission called the New World Airport Commission for the sole purpose of commemorating the opening of DIA, Denver International Airport. Honestly, it all sounds a little bit bonkers. It's a bit too on the nose for most people's liking. But however, additionally, it is a fact that the cornerstone also serves as a time capsule and is set to be opened in 2094 when the New World Order begins. Okay, that's not in there, but that's probably what's going to happen in 2094. Bookmark it.
Me and you will be dead by then, so it's something, I guess.
70 years.
You think you're going to be alive in 2094?
I mean, I'd like to be. Anyways.
Dude, with my gut and your anxiety level, we ain't making it, man.
Officially, there are things like coins from the Denver Mint, a baseball from Coors Field, and a pair of the mayor's sneaker. Mayor Wellington was also a Freemason. My God, they're going to reincarnate the mayor. As you have probably guessed by now, that's what they need a sacrifice, dude. So a Coors Field beer, a Denver Mint coin, and a pair of the mayor's fucking sneakers, dude.
They fatten the sacrifice up with Coors beer. They drink them to death, and then they just kill them on the thing, and then that's your sacrifice.
And then your Freemason leader is reborn. As you have probably guessed by now, some believe that there is something darker being held inside. Could it be a bomb, an entrance to a bunker, or even a secret meeting area for Masons? If we were to continue down this rabbit hole and believe that there really is something funky happening at DIA, the only logical next step would be to ask, what is the point of all this anyways? Well, the answer to that question supposedly resides within the tunnels.
Okay, well, so to add to the mystique of the cornerstone, I'm pretty sure this is done as a joke, but it has been reported that some people, because the Masons are a real thing, there are members. Somebody I actually work with is a Mason, technically. They're very proud of it. All right, so what good is a giant airport being run by a secret society if you don't do anything with it, right? Well, this question has boggled the minds of conspiracy theorists everywhere, and they have come up with some rather interesting ideas as to what their plans could be. Here's some of the more popular ones. Number 1, the tunnels are being used as a secret military complex. So to be fair, this probably doesn't really go with the Masons or like the Illuminati and stuff. This is just like a secret military facility. So according to this theory, the government is utilizing the unofficial 7th and 8th floors as a military command center. Apparently, it is believed that this facility could be used as a safe space for politicians to continue operations of governance in the event of a nuclear or other cataclysmic disaster, or if the New World Order begins. Everyone needs an HQ, right? Number 2, the tunnels are being used by the Illuminati / Freemasons as a meeting area / center of operations. As mentioned earlier, some speculate they want to enact a New World Order. Obviously, they'll need an HQ for their operation. What better than an airport with miles upon miles of passageways and runways? Denver also has one of the longest runways in the US. And it's actually one of the weird things people point out is there are runways on, at the airport that are way longer than is needed for commercial aircraft. So they're kind of wondering, why is it so long? Are bigger planes going to be coming? Are more planes going to be coming? Does this airport
it just makes me think. Do you remember the movie 2012 with John Cusack?
Yes, I do.
They're on. Wait, were they planes or boats? I think they were boats. But they're taking giant planes to. I don't remember the airport. Now I want to say it's Denver. Probably not Denver. But because they knew the end of the world was coming in 2012, and there's basically arcs for the ultra elite and rich or whatever to get on.
Yeah, and I think throughout most of the movie they make you think that it's going towards they're in space, they're going to be going to spaceships and launching off, and then they get there and realize, it's not spaceships, it's boats, giant boats.
Yeah, it's basically Noah's Ark.
Right, only much more bougie. And you have the rich billionaire who's like, I'm bringing all my cars, even though there's going to be no roads anymore.
You need those. You need those your car collection.
I need my Miata, man. I'm sorry that your family can't survive.
I'm sorry you're poor.
Man. I'm sorry. And no, you're not sitting in my Miata. I am sorry.
I bought an extra ticket, and it's for my Miata.
Number 3. Others claim that the unofficial 7th and 8th floors are being used to hide and reverse engineer UFOs.
So when we say unofficial, there's still no proof that they exist, right?
Right, exactly. The 7th, 8th floors.
Then how do they know, why 2 floors? Why not 5? Why not 10?
So, the rumors of these extra floors came about during the construction, and some people found it weird that very few people knew the entire scope of the construction project. Very rarely did you know more than what you were working on. Additionally, people would be hired, fired, and then rehired again and put on different teams and shuffled around. So no one really knew what was going on, or I should say a lot of people didn't really know what was going on. So this led people...
If I'm hired, refired, and rehired, dude, I'm finding stuff out, dude. I'm the workplace gossip, dude. I'll find out, dude.
Well, that's what this is. Maybe it's a bunch of disgruntled employees. Maybe they're disgruntled and they're like, I'm going to spread some bullshit. Or maybe they're disgruntled and they're like, I'm not keeping secrets. Who knows? It could go either way. Okay, so people think there's UFOs and, maybe even aliens down there. But...
You ever think that aliens are the ones that are actually in charge? They're the shadow government? Yeah.
And I'm sure as we continue to do these podcasts, we're going to run into a lot of those theories cropping up. And the final one we'll talk about, if you've doubled up on tinfoil, time to triple because
going raw and real.
The tunnels are being used as a base of operations for lizard people.
God, I haven't heard of lizard people in forever.
I know. Well, they're very good. They're very good at keeping secret.
Man, they were able to lay low long enough for us to forget about them.
Allegedly, this race of reptilian humanoids wishes to conquer the Earth and enslave all of humanity. And there's even whispers that they use us for food.
I can see that. Oh my. At this point, we presented plenty of bizarre characteristics that surround the Denver International Airport. Everything from government cover-ups to lizard people has been discussed, and by now you probably are either beginning to believe something really is going on at DIA, or you've long gone and turned this off minutes ago.
Hours ago.
Hours ago. You probably never even clicked the video. This is all complete bullshit. Or so you're thinking to yourself. Before you make your final conclusions, allow us to provide some definitive facts, or as Alston likes to call them, alternative facts. We had mentioned earlier that the Stapleton Airport was needlessly replaced by DIA as it was only the 20th most busiest airport in the USA. While this is true, the reason it was replaced was to allow more flights in and out of Denver. What's going on in Denver? Why does everyone want to go to Denver?
It was a growing city.
Stapleton was in the city, which ultimately made it impossible to further expand and achieve this goal. Additionally, the traffic was said to be a complete nightmare because of the airport's presence. As someone that lives in Boston, I can attest to this.
Going from your house to Boston or to Logan was quite not fun. It was pretty terrible, if I'm being honest, when we went to Scotland.
Let's move on to the story of the 5 buildings and the tunnel system. You should know that the 5 multi-story buildings mentioned earlier were never built, at least officially. That's a rumor that has been circulating across the internet for years. The tunnel systems, however, are a bit of a different story. Officially, the over-engineering and vastness of the tunnels was to allow Denver to host an extremely advanced baggage handling system. It proved to be so complex that it didn't work. This ultimately resulted in the entire system being abandoned. Finally, regarding those murals that depict all those dystopian images that we've shown you, according to the artist, the visuals were really attempting to create an image of peace and bring attention to environmental issues that are currently plaguing the world. In fact, on the other side of the peace and harmony with nature mural, there is another part that depicts the children overcoming those issues. But despite all of this, however, the murals since have been placed in storage where they remain to this day.
Yeah, so he did a really bad job. I mean, the murals themselves are good. Like,
they're good murals. It's just
good.
like, if I'm walking in the airport, like, that's kind of like,
I'm like, what the hell is this?
Exactly, dude.
And that's the thing. A lot of this stuff is people are looking at it and they're like, what in the world is going on here? So, this is a lot of interpretation. People looking at things like, this is weird. I mean, to be fair, you could go into anybody's house and you could start looking around and like, if you have like a narrative that you're trying to push, you're like, oh, this person must believe in this stuff. And you're like, oh, see, and like, for example, you came into my room, I have all these like skeletons and I have the sand that I was going to give you as a good friend to ward off demons, but you didn't take it.
Sorry, I don't want your possessed sand.
I was trying to protect you. But so, yeah, this is a lot of interpretation and a lot of imagination going on here. So that doesn't mean they're wrong. I'm just saying they're really diving deep into this one.
It's up there. Something fishy is going on.
Is that what you think?
I know what I think. Do you know what you think?
Yeah, I do. I'll let you know what my opinion is at the end. In conclusion, even though many sound explanations have been provided, people continue to hold on to the belief that something mysterious is afoot within the darkest depths of the Denver International Airport. No matter how much the management of the airport tried to deny such outlandish claims, people continue to push back and allege that they are indeed hiding something. As a result of this, the CEO of DIA has decided not to shy away from these allegations, but instead embrace them. This can be seen in all the men at work signs that depict images of cryptids and say things like, for example, cool new areas to hang out, or Area 52, which, coincidentally, is what DIA is referred to in some circles. There's even a gargoyle who interacts with the public, he's an animatronic, and makes jokes about the conspiracy theories around the airport. For example, one of them is, if you go to him, he'll be like, welcome to Illuminati headquarters and stuff like that. However, there are some that see it on the other side of the coin, and those who believe something is actually going on in the airport, however, consider this just a way to laugh away the questions at hand. So they don't see it as, haha, we're making, we're leaning into it and having fun. They see it as, we're making fun of you for thinking this, and you're an idiot for thinking this. So yeah, we're gonna make a big laugh of you. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't, but that's how these people see it. So, what do you think? Do you believe there's really something spooky going on at the Denver International Airport? Or do you just think that this is all just a really fun or not very fun conspiracy theory? Considering Fernando's really yawning, he doesn't think it's very fun. Well,
To
before
bed at 2 a.m., dude. Get off my ass, Mister. You go to bed at 9 p.m., dude.
dude, I'm an old man.
I am old too, dude.
I just turned 30. I'm old. Well, before we let you go, we do have one more piece of information that you should probably know before you make your mind up on the matter. Back in 2011, NASA found that a previously unnoticed asteroid was approaching the Earth. After doing some quick math, they projected that it would miss us and continue on its merry way. However, they weren't entirely sure. So, as a just-in-case measure, they moved President Barack Obama to an area that they deemed to be safe. That place, however, was not the pre-planned Cheyenne Mountain Complex. Instead, he was brought to Denver International Airport.
I thought the Cheyenne Mountain Complex was the bunker you were talking about.
So it is, which is where he should have gone. Why was he brought to Denver International Airport?
You know, he wasn't supposed to be at that airport that day.
No. What I'm getting at is, in an event, he should be moved to the Cheyenne Mountain Complex. That's where he should be going.
Yeah, but they said it wasn't going to hit Earth.
But they were worried they might be wrong.
How do you know that, though?
This is the report, my friend. I don't know. I wasn't there.
Who reported this?
Everybody. There's articles all over the place.
But would that have destroyed us?
Yes, it was the size of the one that hit the dinosaur is about that size.
A small asteroid.
I mean, it wouldn't have ended the world. It wouldn't have blown up the world, but it would have killed all of us.
Bus-sized asteroid kills us all?
I mean, depending where it lands, yeah.
The shuttle's bigger than a bus, and it lands on Earth.
You know how fast that thing's going?
Shit.
Anyway.
Do we not have like some type of Armageddon Bruce Willis setup to destroy these asteroids?
Well, actually, a few years ago, we tested out something where there was an asteroid that was nowhere near us. It wasn't going to hurt us, but we wanted to see if we could deflect which direction it was going in. So we actually developed a system that would smack the asteroid, impact it, and send it in a different direction. And it succeeded, supposedly. You know, when I heard they were doing that, though, I was like, you watch, it's not going to hit us, and then they're going to hit it, and then it's going to come towards us.
Oof.
So, yeah, I guess there's kind of a Bruce Willis type thing. I mean, we're not sending people up there. I mean, I love the thought where they're like, why are we training these people to be astronauts?
Have you ever seen that? Yeah, the Ben Affleck commentary.
Yes.
Where he's like talking to the director. He's like, wouldn't it be easier to train astronauts to do drill work? He's like, instead we're doing Bruce Willis. He's like, I need my guys. Why? Because they're the best. And Michael Bay's just like, shut up, Ben. Just shut up. Shut the fuck up. This is my movie.
Ben wasn't wrong.
Oh, it is true, dude. You think like, okay, why train like oil riggers to be oil drillers to be astronauts instead of astronauts to be oil drillers?
I have no idea.
Because they're the best. They're my guys, dude.
All right. So that's the Denver International Airport. Fernando, what do you think? Honestly.
There's a space rock. It's April 13th, 2029, the end of the world. The space rock is scheduled to approach Earth, coming within 20,000 miles of our planet's surface.
Ooh, close.
This will mark the closest Earth flyby of an asteroid that size that scientists managed to forewarn.
There's a lot that we don't know about, and that one that I talked about earlier caught us by surprise. We weren't expecting that. So that's what actually made them scared. Yes, they knew it wasn't going to hit us, but they caught it so late. They're like, we don't want to say that. I mean, it is the president we're talking about. You know, they don't want to mess that one up.
Needs his concubines, dude.
Right.
Who else would repopulate the Earth besides our loyal president?
Well, I'm going to get you an application so you can be a concubine. I'll put in a great word for you.
Thank you.
You don't have to feed him a lot. He's pretty quiet for the most part.
I'm willing to do stuff.
As long as you feed him and give him a nice comfy bed, he will do whatever you want.
Just give me a bougie life. Stuff will happen.
He will give you a son.
Oh my god, dude.
All right,
cut it. Let's wrap this bad boy up.
So what do you think? What do you think about all this stuff? What do you believe?
I'm on an asteroid rabbit hole, dude. It's like, I'm like, shit, dude, is a bus gonna destroy Earth?
I mean, you can't do anything about it.
It can't, except send Ben Affleck to space, baby. Ben, we need you now more than ever.
So I'm going to come out and say I don't believe in any of this. Like, I don't believe there's actually anything going on. It's weird. It is weird. I'm not going to lie.
And I still haven't found that article about Obama being taken to the thing. Maybe you can link it to me in post chat. But if that is true, and not just a coincidence that he happened to be there that day or whatever, interesting.
Yeah. So
interesting.
But yeah, I'll find it for you. But yeah, so this is all just, let's face it. This was a weird one. This is off the walls, bonkers. I'm not going to pick on anybody for believing in it, and that's fine, but I do not. Despite me having an affinity towards belief, I love alien stories and stuff. This had a little bit of alien stuff in it, but this is more of like, the shadow government stuff. I don't really think there's actually anything wrong going on there. Weird, yes, but now I think that I think it probably started off weird and they didn't really think about it. A lot of coincidence happened, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh man, everyone thinks this place is like crazy as hell, so screw it." Good. This is good publicity. 99% of people aren't going to actually think anything's going on here. I don't think, and they're going to be like, "This is fun," So it's a good place to, take photos for Instagram and, say you're there, and it gives them good publicity, makes your life better because you're at the airport and you're actually having fun. So I think everything's okay. And we'll talk about the Masons later, but there is a lot of crazy stuff associated with them, to be fair, or a lot of speculated crazy stuff. But they have donated tons of money to many projects around the country. To be honest, most people who are watching, all 10 of you, I can guarantee
let's be generous, like maybe 5.
Every single one of you have been in a building.
And we don't count, so maybe 3.
Yeah. Every single person who has listened to this podcast has been in a building that was at least partially funded by the Masons. Every single one. So they're a pretty good organization, to be honest with you.
I bet you Nick Cage is an honorary Freemason.
Probably. I would hope so.
Cheyenne Mountain Complex. Dude, now I'm actually kind of scared we're going to get fucked by an asteroid.
Well, nothing you can do about it. So what do you think about all this? What's your opinion?
I don't know. It sounds like kind of conjecture. It sounds kind of substantiated. Nothing really to back this up.
So we're on
Although
the same page.
that Obama thing kind of really fucking fucks. It's fucking my mind right now, dude.
It's so tough with this stuff because, this isn't like, go research.
Why wouldn't they take him to the nuclear bunker? Why did they take him to the airport?
Right. It's weird. If that is the truth, it's weird.
But then again, I can't find that article. So
right. So I'll send it to you. But it's odd. You know what I mean? Like, and doing research for this stuff is not like doing research for other things. There are no peer-reviewed articles about the Denver International Airport being the site of the headquarters of the Illuminati. You're not going to find that. If I did find it, that'd be pretty surprising, and I would definitely be referencing it. Okay, so I think we're both in agreement here. There's probably nothing going on here.
allegedly.
Okay, allegedly, there's nothing going on here. All right, guys. I'll give you some plugs, and we'll get the hell out of here. All right, so thanks again, guys, for listening. I hope you made it this far. Please feel free to remove your tinfoil hat. You don't need to do that anymore. I think we're good. If you are listening on audio only, we would love you to leave a review, share a comment. I think on most of them you can do that. Give us a follow. If you would like to physically see our faces, you can go to YouTube and you can find us at You Go First Pod. And if you are already on there, please subscribe, give us a like, and drop a comment. That'd be cool.
Please, because the YouTube algorithm is fucking us right now.
It is, yeah. It's pretty tough right now, but that's okay. If you'd like to go watch us play some spooky games, you can find us also on YouTube, and that is at You Go First Gaming. Over there, we play all kinds of spooky games. For the most part, they're all indie games. Fernando currently is doing a playthrough of Little Nightmares, which is, I'm really enjoying editing it because it's actually a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, maybe I'll actually play some right now because before I go to bed or something.
So before
get chapter 3 out,
we'll be getting that entire game out eventually. So there'll be multiple videos, but he's going to do the whole game. So we'll get that out there.
I think I'm actually halfway done. So
perfect.
And then when I finish that, I'll probably do Little Nightmares too.
Number 2. and then you'll be ready for number 3 when it comes out.
Mhm.
So cool. So yeah, if you want to go see that, head on over and tell Fernando good things so I can give him more food. I can give him some bonus snacks.
Please. I want to be rewarded for my efforts. Austin literally manipulates the algorithm so I get less views. He does it on purpose.
I keep him down purposely.
He's literally the ultimate gaslighter.
All right, guys. That does it for me. You got any final thoughts, Fernando?
Please help us with the algorithm.
Fair enough. All right, guys. That's the show. Have a great night, and remember to stay spooky.
Stay spooktacular.